When we hang up, I head to my bike and drive to Yuna's house. After parking, I knock soundly on her door. There's a shuffling on the other side and it takes her a while before she opens the door a crack.
No!
She slams the door shut again. Ah, that was strange. There are more noises on the other side of the door before Yuna flings it open.
Hi!
Hey. Woof. I stare at the wriggling ball of fur trying to jump free from her arms. I open my arms and Yuna lets the pup hop into them. Its tail slaps my body with each wag of the puppy tries to plant kisses all over my face. You didn't tell me you got a dog.
I'm just borrowing him for now.
Borrowing? Yuna moves aside so I can enter and closes the door behind me. Then she puts the puppy down. It scampers to my leg and paws and at my feet as I carefully make my way to the couch. Yuna sits down beside me.
Okay, not really borrowing. I've been volunteering at the local animal shelter since I moved to Isokaze, and when I found out they needed foster homes for some of their pets, I volunteered to take Mochi home with me. As you can tell, he loves people, and he's already been housebroken, so they don't think it'll be long before he gets adopted.
Mochi tries fruitlessly to hop onto the couch and misses each time. After attempting a few more times, he sits back on his haunches and whines. Yuna giggles, then scoops him back up in the arms. He settles into her lap. How long have you had him?
About a week. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. I'll have to give him back next week, but I don't really want to.
You want to adopt him? He nods and fondly pets Mochi's head.
The house doesn't feel so big and empty when he's around.
I glance around the living room. The space is conservatively decorated, but includes a lot of photographs of the family. Antique vases and cabinets tastefully fill the space. I wonder if these are family heirlooms or items passed down from generation to generation. Looking at all the smiling faces of Yuna, Yudai, and their parents, I can understand why Yuna feels alone in such a big house. She's constantly reminded of the past. What did your parents say? Yuna bites her lip.
I haven't told them yet.
Not even about fostering the puppy?
No. I'm not sure what they'll say. We used to have dogs back when we still lived in the countryside, so it's not like I don't know how to take care of them. Maybe they won't even notice.
Mochi's plush bed is in the corner where the kitchen and living room connect. Compared to the rest of the decor, its colorful and modern toys stick out like a sore thumb. I think they might. She frowns and furrows her brow. Mochi seems to sense her anxiety and places his front paws on her chest to lick her face again.
Mochi!
He turns her face away but laughs. Just ask your parents. You should just talk to your parents. I'm sure they'd understand if you told them why. He wrinkles her brow again, then nods.
I suppose it can't be helped. They'd find out sooner or later.
It sounds like you've already made up your mind.
Maybe.
He pauses.
It's not that I'm worried my parents will say no. I don't think they'd be opposed to the idea. I don't want them to think they're bad parents. I understand why they don't stay here for too long, and I don't want them to think I'm lonely.
Are you lonely?
It can be a little quiet.
Mochi yips and hops off of Yuna's lap. He races towards his bed of toys, sliding on the hardwood floors.
I think he wants to play.
Play fetch. Mochi picks up a squeaky ball and I gently pried it from his mouth before tossing it across the room, carefully to aim away from anything valuable. Mochi speeds after the ball and diligently brings it back. As I pry it from his mouth again, his tail swags back and forth. I fake a throw, Mochi goes barreling down the room, then freezes, his ears up as he sniffs around the ball. When he sees it's still in my hand, he comes barreling back. Yuna bursts out laughing.
Mochi, you're so silly. Oops, now that he's all wound up, I should probably take him for a walk so he doesn't accidentally wet himself.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Do you want to join?
I glanced out the window at the darkened sky. I should probably get back before it gets too late. Yuna nods.
Thanks for coming over.
No problem. Bye, Mochi. Yuna picks up one of Mochi's paws and waves it around.
Bye-bye.
We both laugh as Mochi looks down at his paw in confusion. Yuna grabs the leash and secures it around Mochi's necks. Then we leave the house together. She heads towards the park while I head back home to my bike and drive home. When I arrive home, Yuki is rummaging through the drawers in the living room. She glances at me and grins.
Oh, good, you're here. Where are your rubber bands?
Huh?
Rubber bands, I need them.
Why? She just smiles.
Do you know where they are?
Yeah, they're in the bottom drawer of the table beneath the mirror. Yuki searches through the drawer and pulls out a rubber band.
Thanks.
I watch her curiously as she wanders into the kitchen. She ties the rubber band around the nozzle sprayer next to the faucet. Afterwards, she grabs Uncle Kaito's phone, which was lying unattended on the kitchen table. I peek over her shoulder and watch her change his lock screen to a screenshot of his home screen. Then she puts the phone back down. I follow her back into the living room where she takes a seat on the couch and flips through a magazine if nothing just happened. What's going on?
As soon as Kato comes out, I want you to block your number and call his phone.
Why?
Just do it. It'll be worth it.
I shrug and join her on the couch. If you say so. We didn't have to wait long before Kaito emerges from the back room. I do as Aunt Yuki asks and immediately call his phone. Yuki watches me closely as I do, then grins.
Kato, are you going into the kitchen? Do you mind getting me a glass of water?
No problem.
Thank you.
As soon as Kaito walks through the kitchen door, Yuki and I bolt off to the couch and creep in the doorway to watch what unfolds. Kaito picks up an empty glass in one hand and his phone in the other. He puts the glass down beside the sink and focuses on his phone. When he turns on the faucet, the rubber band forces the water to spray out of the nozzle and it catches Kaito all over his chest. He yelps in surprise and quickly shuts off the water, then tries desperately to swipe his phone. Aunt Yuki and I can't hold back our laughter and fall into a fit of giggles by the door. Uncle Kaito looks increasingly worried as he can't get his phone to work.
Yuki, this isn't funny. I think you damaged my phone.
He's too busy laughing to answer.
I need this for work. This is serious.
Finally, Yuki composes herself.
Relax, your phone is fine.
Clearly it's not. It's frozen.
No, it's not. Give it here.
He plucks the phone out of his hand and unlocks it. He furrows his brow in confusion.
I just changed your wallpaper. Funny, right?
I can't help but laugh at the expression on Kaito's face. It's relief plus irritation plus confusion rolled into one. My laugh makes Yuki want to laugh, although she tries her best to keep a straight face in front of Kaito.
Oh, Kato, your face.
She breaks down into laughter. Soon even Kaito cracks a smile at the both of us.
One day, Yuki, you are going to give me a heart attack.
Don't say things like that.
I slowly compose myself and Kaito glances at me.
You were in on this too? I thought you were on my side.
Sorry, but Yuki's the fun one. He smiles and gives me a hug.
All right, fun one. Since this was all your fault to begin with, you should be the one to clean up the kitchen.
Fair enough.
Yuki goes to grab some towels while Uncle Kaito and I head into the living room. I should tell him about what I learned at Eludian. Uncle Kaito, I need to tell you something. It involves my dad. His smile drops.
What is it?
Yesterday during my match with Akira's team, Akira's gear went into overdrive mode.
The same overdrive mode your core can do?
Yeah. I confronted Eludian about it this afternoon, and they told me that Midori Energy was the one who supplied them with the technology. Uncle Kaito looks grave.
That was your father's company.
Exactly.
Was this technology a research project he was working on for the company?
I don't know. He never mentioned anything to me about it when we were building Eagle. When I discovered Eagle had this ability, I assumed it was something Dad had created just for me. Now I'm not sure. Kaito nods.
I'll have the PI investigate Midori Energy and see if there are any connections.
Before I can respond, Aunt Yuki returns to the living room.
How about a little TV time with my two favorite boys?
I'm up for that.
Same here.
Is Nikki home?
Not yet.
She is such a busy bee. She can join us when she comes back.
We throw in a movie and Uncle Kaito and Aunt Yuki add their own commentary to what's going on. Normally it would be annoying, but I'm just as happy to see that they're getting along so well again. Eventually, Nikki comes home and snuggles between Kaito and Yuki on the couch. For the first time in a while, I feel like I'm part of a family again. It's not just Nikki and me anymore. Judging by Nikki's smiles, I think she feels the same way. We watch until the late hours in the night. Then I say my good nights and go to bed. It's not long before I'm drifted to sleep. My alarm wakes me, and I get out of bed, feeling exhilarated. It's been a long time since I've gone paintballing and I could use a distraction. I get ready for the day and eat a hearty breakfast. I can't skimp on the most important meal of the day if I want to win. I hope Mayu is ready for me together. I better give her a call. She picks up almost immediately.
Hello.
Hey Mayu, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Her voice betrays her confidence. You okay?
Yeah, I just hope I'll be okay at it.
Who cares? It's fun. So what if you're bad? The point is to have fun.
Yeah, you're right.
So are you ready for me to come pick you up?
Yes.
She sounds much more certain this time. Okay, be there soon. After we hang up, I hop on my bike and head to Ace. Mayu waits for me outside her dorm and greets me with a smile. Once she's situated on my bike, we drive off. I went online last night and was surprised to find that there was a paintballing range in Isokase. It's a few hours away, but didn't look like too bad of a drive. I pre-programmed the GPS coordinates in my helmet, so once we hit the road, it was a smooth ride to the range. We arrive at a wooded expanse. There are trees stretching as far as the eye can see, and a cabin close to the parking lot. That must be where the registration desk is. A good number of people exit the cabin and head towards the trees. That's encouraging. It means a better game for us. Mayu seems intimidated by all the people, so I throw a reassuring arm around her shoulders and squeeze gently. She glances up at me and smiles. Let's go inside and get our gear.
Okay.
We speak with the clerk and receive our suits. Glasses, vests, paintball guns, and ammo. We've been placed on the blue team and will be fighting against the red team. Mayu looks wide-eyed at all the gear in her arms.
This seems way more intense than I thought.
It can be intense. Not as much as these items make it seem. After getting changed, we meet up with the rest of our team. With the exception of one other girl, Mayu's the only girl on the team. The rest are guys who look to be in their 20s. After introductions, we huddle to discuss plans.
So the objective for this game is to capture the other team's flag, which means they're also going to go for our flag. Have any of you played before?
There's a mixture of responses. It seems like most of the people on our team are newbies too.
That's fine. It's not hard to pick up. We'll need some people defending and others on offense.
Mayu leans into me.
Which side do you think we should be on?
With your sharpshooting experience, I think we could be a huge benefit for the defensive team.
I can do that.
If we see the offensive side needs help, we can hop in then too. The team lead starts getting everyone's preference and split people up. Once everyone's been split up, we take a look at fields. For the most part, we're all out in open space, with sparse tree cover, which means our flag have no cover either. That makes it harder for us to defend, but also easier for us to spot enemy advancement. If we see someone on the enemy team, we'll shoot them with our paintballs. If any paint gets on them, it means they're out. Mayu grins.
That sounds pretty easy.
But that also means that if we get hit, we're out too.
Okay.
And don't shoot your own teammate or they're out too. Her eyes widen and she nods.
Got it.
And that's basically how you play. He giggles.
Paintballing 101.
As we get into place, the game begins. Mayu and I stake out an area a little further away from the flag, but which keeps the flag in plain view. If anyone tries to get close, they'll be an open target. We bank on the fact that we aren't directly in the line of sight and won't be spotted right away. Other teammates crowd closer to the flag, hoping to be the one who shoots first instead of getting shot. As expected, the other teams begin trickling into view. They dart from cover to cover, hoping to stay hidden for as long as possible. It's easy to tell the more inexperienced people from the experience as they get taken out almost immediately. Mayu steadies her gun and focuses her aim. Every time she shoots, she hits her target, square in the chest. Even before the rest of us have warmed up, she's already taken out every single attacker she sees. If she keeps this up, there won't be any players for the rest of us to attack. I stare at her in awe. She's even more awesome out here in the field than in our gear matches. Once people figure out where her shots are coming from, we quickly abandon our post and begin running. Mayu continually shoots a stream of paintballs, taking out multiple targets. She's even more lethal in motion. One of the attacker escapes her view though and heads straight for the flag. Shoot! I steady my weapon and pull the trigger. The attacker's rest vest is stained with a large blue splat.
Nice one.
Thanks! Mayu has this place on lockdown, and the people coming to steal our flags are fewer and fewer, as Mayu meticulously takes them out. I glance at the other side of the field and see most of our team members have paint splattered on them. Mayu, it looks like our fans could use some help. What do you say? He nods. We take off running towards the enemy base. We dart from cover to cover, hoping to stay hidden for as long as possible. While under cover, Mayu aims her weapon and shoots any defender in sight.
Let's take out as many as we can before we have to dive in.
Right. She expertly aims at her targets and hit them square in the chest. Like a machine, she fires shot after shot. Once the defenders realize where the shots are coming from, we quickly abandon our hiding spot and sprint towards the flag. As a moving target, we're harder to hit, and we use that to our advantage. My aim suffers for a bit and there are a few times where I miss my mark, but Mayu doesn't seem affected. For every one of my misses, she has me covered. I'm going to make a grab for the flag. You cover me.
Got it.
Trusting Mayu to have my back, I lower my weapon and make a break for it. Grab. Weaving among the defenders, I zero in on the bright red flag. Without slowing my pace, I reach out my hand and grab it and then make a wide turn and run towards the group. My breath comes out in red grasps and my legs burn, but I refuse to slow down. Suddenly Mayu yells,
Look out!
"There's a paintball heading my way!" Dodge. I skid out of the way and Mayu takes out the attacker. Then I continue racing back to base, Mayu in my heels. My chest feels like it's about to burst, but I refuse to lessen my pace. I can see our base in the distance and through sheer force of will, I increase my speed. Mayu continues to cover me. I focus on closing the distance between me and the base one step at a time. When my foot steps over the line, we make it safely back, signaling the end of the game. Everyone gathers around in high spirits and congratulates each other. Once the initial high of winning wears down, the focus turns to Mayu. She glances nervously around her.
What exactly was that out there?
Her eyes grow wide.
I'm sorry. I've never played before.
Everyone wears a mixture of shock and awe.
Did I do okay?
Okay, you were incredible.
Mayu blinks.
Oh,
She blushes as the compliment sinks in.
Thank you.
I pull her into a hug and grin. You single-handedly demolished basically every enemy on the field. She blushes deeply.
I'm not sure about that.
If it weren't for you, we would never have made it back. And you didn't let a single person get close to our flag. Mayu beams as the compliments keep flowing in. I knew she was dangerous during our gear matches, but I had no idea just how lethal a sharpshooter she really was. She really is one of her kind. Everyone gets ready to begin the next match. Ready for round 2? Mayu smiles and nods. We play a few more rounds and try out a variety of modes. No matter what game type we choose, Mayu continues to demolish everyone on the field. At one point, the enemy team was allowed more players in the hopes that it would balance out the teams, but all it did was provide more targets for Mayu to hit. The sun is beginning to set by the time we're done. After we get changed and return our gear, we go into the cafe next door.